As next generation looms on the horizon, Microsoft is counting on Halo to push units and to push subscription for Game Pass and to really drive momentum for the company's gaming endeavors. Unfortunately, Halo Infinite, when the gameplay premiered, it was met with mixed reception in large part due to the visual fidelity being below par of what people expected. So shots like these have become a meme. You've got shots like this that highlight that character models don't look particularly great. You've got this 2019 trailer showing the pilot's model looking really good, and then in 2020 the model just definitely took a hit in visual fidelity. You've got shots like this that highlight how flat the lighting, the environments, and the weapon textures and everything kind of looks. And you've got people noting that, frickin' Halo Reach from 2010 seems to have weapons that look better with more life to it than what we saw in Halo Infinite from 2020. We've got screenshots like this that also kind of look somewhat flat, especially the environmental background. And this is also a pretty infamous shot showing enemy models look pretty subpar and environmental detail is lacking in many regards. So, yeah, there's been plenty of backlash surrounding Halo Infinite and concerns. Fortunately, 343 Industries did acknowledge that they have work to do in this blog post in which they talked about the visual fidelity of the game. So that was comforting. But, a lot of people still questioned whether Halo Infinite will be ready within a couple months. But it would seem as though 343 Industries has determined that they need more time to finish the game. The following information was relayed via Twitter, via Halo's official Twitter page. The tweet reads, Halo Infinite Development Update. Clicking on the image reveals a statement from studio head of Halo Infinite, Chris Lee, who had this to say. Today I want to share an important Halo Infinite development update with the community. We have made the difficult decision to shift our release to 2021 to ensure the team has adequate time to deliver a Halo game experience that meets our vision. So in case you didn't know, Halo Infinite was supposed to be a launch title for Xbox Series X. That is no longer the case. The decision to shift our release is the result of multiple factors that have contributed to development challenges, including the ongoing COVID-related impacts affecting us all this year. I want to acknowledge the hard work from our team at 343 Industries, who have remained committed to making a great game and finding solutions to development challenges. However, it is not sustainable for the well-being of our team or the overall success of the game to ship it this holiday. So it looks like they're keeping the development team in mind, ensuring that they don't crunch ridiculously hard to meet that 2020 deadline. But beyond that, it just feels like Halo Infinite definitely needs more time in the oven, more than a few months. Right now it's August, September, October, November, so that's 3 months as of the publishing of this video. The game definitely, in its current state, based on what we saw in that gameplay presentation, it feels like it needs more than 3 months of work. So this is the decision that they have made. And it's one that a lot of people have agreed with, and a lot of people feel relieved by this. Actually, it makes them more optimistic that the game will feel more finished when it launches sometime in 2021. The statement continues, we all know this will be disappointing to many of you, and we all share in that sentiment. The passion and support the community has shown over the years has been incredible and inspiring. We wanted nothing more than to play our game with the community this holiday. The extra time will let us finish the critical work necessary to deliver the most ambitious Halo game ever at the quality we know our fans expect. Thank you for your support and understanding. Chris Lee, studio head, Halo Infinite. I definitely think this is the right call. Halo Infinite is going to be the console seller when it comes to Series X and Microsoft's next-gen endeavors with Game Pass. They really need to get this right. And while in the short term it's going to cause some backlash from people who will no doubt be disappointed, in the long term they really need to ensure that Halo Infinite ships in an adequate state in the best quality possible, and that people are really happy with this game if they intend to see long-term success and a good momentum. Now in the short term this will no doubt affect Xbox Series X sales, given that the console no longer is launching with that console seller title. And speaking of Xbox Series X, Microsoft confirmed that the console will be launching this November with thousands of games spanning 4 generations. So we knew that Series X was launching in holiday of 2020. Now we got a more specific window, November of 2020, though no specific date has been provided and no price point has been shared yet. But as far as Series X's launch goes, here's what Microsoft and the Xbox team had to say. Today we announce updates to Halo Infinite's launch timing. Our vision at Xbox and 343 Industries has always been to deliver the most ambitious Halo game ever for our fans, while also balancing the team's well-being. To do that, we will need some more time to finish the critical work necessary to launch Halo Infinite, which will come in 2021. Again, I think it's great that they're actually acknowledging the well-being and the health of the developers who are at the core of, any game being brought to life. We have plenty to keep you busy until Chief arrives. There will be thousands of games to play spanning 4 generations when Xbox Series X launches globally this November, and over 100 optimized for Xbox Series X titles. Built to take full advantage of our most powerful console are planned for this year. And with brand new console features like hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, frame rates up to 120 frames per second, faster loading times, and quick resume for multiple games, playing will look and feel better no matter which games you choose to play on day one. So they highlight right here how more than 50 new games are planned for this year across generations and optimized for Xbox Series X. A lot of third-party titles including Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, and then some first-party stuff like Gears Tactics. There is a Yakuza Like a Dragon, Watch Dogs Legion, etc. with smart delivery, allowing you to purchase one version of the game to get both the current gen and the next gen upgraded version of those respective titles, which is a fantastic pro-consumer move. We've got new games developed for Series X and launching with Xbox Game Pass, including exclusives like The Medium, Scorn, Tetris Effect Connected, and more. So the big question right now is, what is the big title that Xbox Series X is shipping with? It's got to have some launch titles to, sell the console and to drive some next-gen momentum, right? Well, The Medium is, we know, coming out in Q4 of 2020, so perhaps it will be a launch title for Series X, and this is, I believe, a timed exclusive. And The Medium definitely looks like a very interesting game. It's a horror title where you play 2 parallel dimensions essentially at the same time, and it looks super cool, a really cool concept. It's hard to say whether it's going to be a system seller, assuming that it does launch with Series X at launch, but it's certainly a game that has piqued my interest. There is Scorn, which is this very kind of dark and grim FPS that may also launch with Series X, and then there's, Tetris for those who are into that. Tetris is cool, that's fine, but it's certainly no Halo Infinite when it comes to launch titles, so there's going to be momentum lost at launch, but I think, again, in the long term, Halo Infinite's delay will serve Microsoft better. It's going to make people ultimately happier. Last but not least, they talk about some current gen titles that are being optimized for Series X, like Destiny 2, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Madden NFL 21, and more. And then there is Game Pass to consider alongside thousands of games across 4 generations of content. So they're going to have games for Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One all available at launch. So there will be games to play, but most of those will be older titles. When it comes to new games, Halo Infinite was really going to be that big one, but now we've got sort of lesser known but still substantial titles like The Medium and Scorn to look forward to. We'll have to wait and see how much those titles drive sales for Series X. But right now, comparing to PS5, which has Spider-Man Miles Morales in the pipeline for a holiday 2020 release, seemingly launching with PlayStation 5, it certainly does seem as though PS5 is going to have the initial advantage because they are going to have that killer app to drive initial sales. It is a blow for Series X from a business standpoint, but I'll say again, if there is one title that Microsoft absolutely needs to nail, it is Halo Infinite. Halo and Master Chief are basically Microsoft's mascot in the gaming division, so it'd be pretty embarrassing if Microsoft released a rushed and unpolished Halo experience. That would do more damage in the long term than, delaying Halo Infinite and losing some initial momentum when Series X launches. This is, 100% the right move, and I'm glad that they recognize this, and especially amidst again, the ongoing situation with the world. It's understandable that they're having difficulties and that they might need to push some stuff back. So yeah, there you have it, folks. I know some people will be disappointed. I know some people might have set some time aside during holiday 2020 for Halo Infinite, but I think in the long run, we all just want a great Halo game. A great successor to what came before. And if Halo Infinite has to be delayed to ensure the best quality possible, then I'm 100% all for it, especially considering some of the rough edges we saw from Halo Infinite during the latest gameplay showcase. So that's my take on all of this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and opinions are on Halo Infinite's delay, the fact that it's no longer a launch title for Series X, and Series X launching sometime in November. Drop a comment below, and to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!